So it is all the buzz, and I have been queried about this on all of my social media outlets. That is the recently released 2019 JAMA Study on the egg. And should the egg be put in time out? And really, do they deserve to be there? Or is there a naughty companion that's doing all the dirty work and blaming the poor egg on it? Or could it be just something completely different? Well, in this video, I am going to break it all down for you. I'm going to explain this study and help you make an informed and healthy choice that is your own. Stick with me. So hey there, this is Lindy Ford, registered dietitian, clinical and licensed nutritionist, and nutrition detective. Thank you for liking this video if you do, and please just ring that little bell that you see there and it will tell you when new videos are coming out. I have a great lineup coming up in the next couple months, and you're not going to want to miss any of these videos. Please share this video with friends of yours, people in your health forums and groups, because I want to get the word out about good nutrition. It is a powerful resource for you and your friends, so please share it and also subscribe to this channel. So on March 15th, 2019, the Journal of the American Medical Association put out a meta-analysis of 6 different studies ranging in dates from 1985 to 2016 of 29,615 men and women. Now, what they found is that by eating 3 to 4 eggs a week, it was tied to about a 6% increase in the risk of cardiovascular disease. Now, I don't want you to go on my opinion. I'm going to ask a series of questions that I'm going to try to intelligently answer so that you can make your own opinion about this and that you could do what's right for your own health. And what I say at the end, folks, may surprise you. So stick with me until the end, because you're going to want to hear what I have to say about how many eggs you should be eating. So the very first question that we need to ask is, what kind of study was this? And what this was, it's called an observational cohort study. There's validity in these kind of studies. I mean, the Nurses' Health Study gave us great data, as well as the Framingham Heart Study, which actually said that cholesterol was not linked to any kind of heart disease. But these studies, what they do is they just look back and they say, okay, we are going to ask these people from a recall what they ate, okay? It's observational, and the problem with that is that it's not controlled from any biases. Like I said, there's some validity to it, but it is nowhere near the accuracy of a randomized control study. That is where everything is controlled. We know what you're eating. There's food journals involved, and we're saying, okay, how many eggs are you eating? And you're writing it down as you're eating them. I don't know about you, but I can't remember really what I ate yesterday. And a lot of these 6 studies that all this data was collected out of, they didn't even use the same, their collection periods differed. Some of them were like, tell us what you ate over the last 2 weeks. Some of them were, tell us what you ate over the last month. So the collection of the data was different in all 6 studies. So that, to me, is not very accurate. And it was like I said, it's a food recall. And I don't know, you could put a gun to my head, but I couldn't tell you how many eggs I ate in the last month. Maybe you can, I can not. So there's validity, but also it is not the best type of study, like a randomized control study, which would actually have you writing everything down and you're telling them, I ate 2 eggs today, and you're actually studying real data like that. I want to read to you what Victoria Taylor, a senior dietitian from the British Heart Association, stated. This type of study can only show association rather than cause and effect, and more research is needed for us to understand the reasons behind this link. She goes on to say, but in a much lovelier way, because of course it's in a British accent, right? She goes on to say, eggs are a nutritious food, and while this study focuses on the amount we're eating, it's just as important to pay attention to how the eggs are cooked and to the trimmings that come with them. Eating healthy is all about balance, and we are going to get into that point. Thank you so much for saying that, Ms. Taylor. Okay, so the second question that we need to ask, and I want you to really be thinking about this question, is what is being eaten in conjunction with the eggs? Because I think that they are actually maybe the ones that need to be put in time out. And that is if you're eating toast and jam and juices of any kind or even grain-fed animal products like sausage patties or bacon or whatever. There is a specific link to those types of food and coronary artery disease. I just did a whole video on grass-fed meat, and I will link that below. Please watch that video and you'll understand more what I mean by industrialized meats. They're not healthy for you and you need to get them out of your diet. Okay, so the third question that you need to ask is, and this is not something that was asked in these studies, so we have no idea, but how were the eggs cooked? And most people, unfortunately, except for the poachers out there, which are a really healthy way to eat eggs, most of them are cooking in industrialized oils, okay? And I gotta tell you guys, when I went to the store to buy this, I just used this as a visual aid for talks that I give. I was actually looking over my shoulder to make sure no one saw me buying this, okay? Industrialized oils have not been around a whole long time. We're getting too much of them in our diet. They're called omega-6 PUFAs or polyunsaturates. We need certain types of polyunsaturates, but we don't need so much of these. They are so heart unhealthy because they oxidize the fats in our body and they cause coronary artery disease. I'm going to link a link below about that, and I'm actually going to be posting another video really soon about these industrialized oils. But if you're cooking eggs in good fat, you shouldn't have any problems. And your good fats include, your coconut oils of the world and butter, and I love avocado oil. It's my favorite oil to cook with. Don't cook with, I like olive oil, but don't cook with olive oil. It doesn't have a high smoke point. But these fats are the industrialized oils, the polyunsaturated fats are so bad, and a lot of people are cooking their eggs in them. So maybe they're the ones that are the culprits. Okay. Number 4, the question is, how long have humans been eating eggs? And I would say since the beginning of time, we have been eating eggs with really not the problems that we're seeing today, okay? Then you have to ask, how long have these industrialized oils been around? Not very long. Certainly no longer than 100 years, and canola just came out in the 1950s. So these are oils that we were not even, we didn't have the processing that we have today to even get that oil out of that seed. And so we didn't have them in our diet. We only had what we used to think were the bad oils, and now we know they're not so bad. So question number 5 is, does overall blood cholesterol have anything to do with coronary artery disease? Well, yes and no. That is a very complicated question because blood cholesterol can be in so many different forms. And as I talked about in another video, all of that LDL or the lousy cholesterol, some of that isn't actually lousy. And that's actually a carrier. LDL is a carrier of different kinds of fats in your blood. So just cholesterol, that overall cholesterol number, if you're just looking at that 200 number, you are not looking at enough data to even know if you have any kind of heart disease issues, okay? Because they're beneficial LDLs, and there's really amazing studies out there. I love these studies that are, and I'll talk more about this in another video, but they're talking about how there are fats in our blood that do cause coronary artery disease, and there's certain types of fats, and guess what generates those fats? Gas. Yes, sugar, grains, and carbohydrates. And so maybe it is that toast and jam and that juice that is pushing those risk factors. I know for a fact that I have patients coming into my office that, and I've met so many people that, you know, they may have really low numbers because of statin drugs or whatever, low cholesterol numbers, low triglyceride numbers, but they're not healthy. They have coronary artery plaque buildup, and it's from too many carbohydrates. I will say this over and over again. And what we know is that very little dietary cholesterol even gets converted to blood cholesterol. There was a previous study in JAMA which took 118,000 people, and they found no association between egg consumption and coronary artery disease. They said that actually 6 eggs a week decreased your risk. And then there's another study out by the Journal of Clinical Nutrition that says you can eat up to 12 eggs a week with no effect on your heart or your risk factors for heart disease. Another study by the BMJ said that there was no link between eggs and heart disease or heart attacks. And then just in 2015, the USDA revised their guidelines and said that they dropped the cholesterol warning and said, you know what, dietary cholesterol really has nothing to do with that cholesterol number, as well as knowing that that cholesterol number doesn't have a whole lot to do with our risk for heart disease. It has some, but again, we have to know what we're talking about. And when somebody comes in to see me, I want them to come in with labs on triglycerides and C-reactive protein, and even particle size is important, and VLDL is important. And that cholesterol number, you know, it comes into play, that LDL, but it's part of the bigger picture, guys. It's part of the bigger picture. Okay, number 6. What are the benefits of blood cholesterol? What's the benefit of cholesterol in your blood to you? I know I get very, very nervous when I see patients on statin drugs. Some people may need them, but I see their cholesterol numbers going down, their overall cholesterol like 130, 120, 140. To me, that is dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. We don't realize that cholesterol in our blood it helps us synthesize sex hormones. So this is going to decrease our sex drive. So we also know that cholesterol is really important for neurotransmitter conduction in our brain. So it's so important for brain health. I would never want my cholesterol levels to be that low. Okay, so what are some of the benefits of the egg? Of course, the protein, which is mostly found in the white of the egg. Please, I'm going to say this, and if I see this one more time on a menu, I know I've mentioned this before, if I see egg white omelets, I'm going to scream my bloody head off, okay? Please do not eat just egg white omelets. They're actually kind of detrimental because it's actually probably too much protein, but yeah, the protein's there and protein's wonderful, but it's the yolk. It's that yolk that has all that deadly cholesterol in it that is so beneficial for you. So what does it have? It has vitamin A, vitamin E, folate, and other B vitamins. Very rich source of really good B vitamins, which are important for your nervous system, important for your energy production. It has healthy fats like omega-3, selenium, zinc, and choline. I know choline is controversial, but and if I hear more about the studies on choline, I will let you know. But I honestly do not think that the problems some people are having with choline are really valid for us. That's another topic altogether. But it also those yolks have something called zeaxanthin. Zeaxanthin is a super antioxidant that is amazing for your eye health. So should I limit eggs? Should you limit eggs? And you are going to be surprised when I say yes. I think you should limit eggs. And it has nothing to do with cholesterol, it has nothing to do with choline or anything in those yolks. But what it does have to do with is that I really believe we should all be limiting our animal protein. And the reason for that is that some studies are now showing that when we go over a certain amount of protein, I'm going to give you that amount in just a minute, that the body just says enough is enough and will create an insulin response. Going to talk about it in every single video. An insulin response. What happens when insulin is released? That's a fat storage hormone. I think insulin has more to do with heart disease and heart issues and about 1,000 other inflammatory diseases out there than anything else, okay? And I think you need to limit. I think animal protein needs to get smaller on that plate and those vegetables need to grow bigger. I'm going to say it. I know I'm not going to make some people very happy by saying that, but I truly believe that there's some validity to that. But there's a good amount of protein that you can eat. And I think that a good rule of thumb is no more for women than 4 ounces of protein per meal, not per day, but per meal. And then depending on their size, 6 to 8 ounces. So it just depends. If you're a bodybuilder or somebody who's working out all the time, you may want to consume a little bit more. Now, each egg is about 1.5 ounces of protein. So you just do the math on that. You determine if that is something that you may want to take into account. I know it is something that I do. I keep it within 4 ounces. I feel great doing that. And I really concentrate on eating all of those low glycemic veggies that I talk about all the time, right? Okay, so here's the next question. Should I choose a certain kind of egg? And I say yes, yes. I truly believe a pastured egg is going to be your best bet. And pastured organic is even better, but most pastured eggs are fine. And most pastured eggs are organic. So there's the Nellie's eggs, which are not labeled organic, but I trust them. And then you've got the Organic Valley, of course, that are organic. You can find them in so many different stores, but just getting them from a local farmer who you trust and know that they have happy chickens. You want happy chickens pecking around and doing their thing. You want that as your egg source. In a 2007 study, it showed that these pastured eggs had more vitamin E, vitamin A, omega-3 fatty acids, and other vitamins and minerals that are going to benefit you. I will continue to eat eggs, but I will also continue to decrease my carb load. I will not eat too many eggs, but I'm going to enjoy eggs. I have no idea how many I eat, and I'm not really worried about it. I just am not going to go over that amount of protein per meal. I really hope that this information has helped you make a better and informed decision on eggs. So thank you so much. I appreciate you subscribing to this channel. Also remember that I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please look me up there, and just remember that every single person out there deserves to be optimally healthy. Thank you.